Today we will be using air dry clay to create animals. I have some air dry clay in a bag. We'll be using that. We can use a ruler, some toothpicks are usually helpful, and then a little cup of water. You don't need a lot, it's just for kind of wetting your fingers down. Sometimes it's good to kind of keep your fingers moist to help smooth out the clay. So I'm going to pull some of my air dry clay out of the bag, and you can see it's cracked and stuff in a lot of places. It's kind of on the drier side. So I'm going to go ahead and just wet it down a little bit, and you can see just right here by smoothing this section, by adding water, it kind of smooths it out. So it's kind of good to add a little bit of water here and there to help smooth the clay out when needed. I'm going to go ahead and knead the clay. It's smart to remove jewelry before using clay because it will get on your jewelry. So I'm removing my rings, and then just kind of kneading it to kind of get a feel for how it is. It feels kind of like Play-Doh, a little bit harder, but you do want it to be pretty smooth so that it won't be cracking in places. So the main things I'm going to use, of course, are the ball form. So I'm going to roll it into a ball in between my hands, or you could also do it on your table or mat. And I'm going to get a nice ball like that, or I'm also going to be using a coil. You could do that by rolling it in between your hands like this to get longer shapes. So you can kind of play around with different shapes, but those are the two main ones that you most likely will use. So I'm going to get it back into kind of a ball form. I added a little bit of extra clay to my stash here, and I'm trying to get the main shape of the animal that I will be making. So I'm just going to do like a little example of a cat, but this would work for kind of any four-legged animal. I'm going to try to make it so it's like kind of a potato shape, and then towards the back of the potato I want to kind of cut out a cross. You can either use a toothpick or you could use the end of your ruler to add kind of a cut, and I don't want to go all the way down. I just want to go a little bit into my clay in the back, and then I want to do across this way too. So working towards the larger end of the potato, leaving the smaller end alone. You can do it with your ruler, or you could have cut it with the toothpicks like this. That's going to be where the legs are going to come out of, and then this front section is going to be where the head is going to be. So I'm going to kind of reach into these little grooves here and try to start pinching out some legs for my cat. And I'm trying to be careful so that my clay is never super duper thin. So if it's too thin, you may have to kind of try to add more clay to it just by kind of pulling some more down from the body, because we want it to be able to support the weight of the cat. So I'm going to be pinching and kind of pulling. If I need to kind of fold over the ends because they're too skinny, I can do that. But I'm really trying to kind of pull out some legs here from the body. This may take a little while. It takes some patience. And I'm just using my fingers to kind of continuing to get more and more out from the main mass of the body and into the legs. And then as they get super thin on the ends, you can kind of fold them over so that they don't get too tiny. Any tiny pieces that you leave, it will be easier to like break off once it's hard. So we don't want any of our pieces to be too thin, because then they will break a lot easier. So I'm just continuing to try to form my animal. Now, if I was doing like a pig or a hippo, this might actually be a really good place to stop with the legs and the body because it looks pretty pig-like or hippo-like. But since I'm trying to do a cat, I want to kind of make it a little bit longer here and a little bit smaller on top. So with the air dry clay, it's probably better to have a little bit shorter legs, maybe not quite as realistic, just to make sure that they can support the weight of whatever animal. I'm actually going to push my legs closer together so that they're a little bit more stable. And that way I can get a little bit more stability when I'm putting my animal here, my cat, on the ground. You can see, can they hold him up? Yeah, they can. He's still pretty wide, so again, it looks kind of more like a hippo or like a pig right now. So I'm going to kind of keep working on that. Making the face, I'm going to kind of flatten it out. I'll do the same thing for the ears. I'll just kind of pinch some ears out of the head so that I have kind of ear-like shapes here on top. Okay, it's kind of a funny looking cat right now, but I'll just kind of keep working with it to try to get it to something that I think works well. He still stands, so that's good. Notice I kind of pushed his head back a little bit so it's more over the body instead of hanging off the front of the body. That also will help so he's not like head heavy and just toppling over. The legs are still super short, so every time I stand him up, his legs shrink a little bit, so I'll keep working on those. I'm just kind of trying to focus on different areas of the cat, how I can make them more realistic. Anytime I'm seeing like cracking, I can always add water, and that will help smooth out my clay. So it's just kind of takes some playing around to get what you're looking for. Be patient with it. Keep kind of tweaking and moving your clay around until you can kind of build a shape that you think will work for you, for your animal. So again, I'm lengthening the legs, trying to make his body a little bit skinnier so he doesn't look so pig-like. And I've lost the separation of legs, so I can use my toothpick to kind of show, yeah, there are really two legs here, even though they're right next to each other. You can kind of use those for extra elements. I can make it so that my little paws are forward like that by kind of pushing it down. And I've got a standing up cat. Pretty cute. I can add elements like a nose and a mouth with my toothpick too. And put that in on the front part of my cat here. And then, of course, you can add the eyes by poking holes. I could also poke these holes and then add little balls of clay inside of the holes for the eyes actually pop out. So if you want to get really fancy, you could do that. And make sure it's not too rough looking. I'll add little dots for where the whiskers would come out. You got a cute little face. You could also kind of add a little section on the inside of the ears with your toothpick. You can do stripes with your toothpick. Of course, my cat needs a tail, so I'm going to grab a little bit more clay. And it's kind of dry. I may have to add water. We'll see how it goes. Yep, I need to add some water. So I'm going to make a coil, which is basically a snake, for the tail of my cat. And then I'm going to place it along the top of the back, and I'm going to use my fingers to kind of smooth out the tail so it looks like it's kind of more connected. And then if I just left this tail up, it wouldn't do so great. So I'm going to curl it around. That'll give it more stability, and hopefully it won't break then off of my animal. So there you go. There is my cat. You can use this to kind of create whatever animal you have or you decide to do as well. So good luck, and I hope it goes well for you.